South Africa runs not on capital markets, not on interest rate decisions, on businesses that get up before dawn and move things, build things, grow things, fix things. On people who know that if the equipment stops, everything stops. But growth requires capital, and for most South African businesses, the capital they need is not the capital the banking system is designed to provide. Banks assess balance sheets. Growing businesses run on assets. That mismatch is not a bug in the system. It is a structural feature of the South African economy.
Because of previous business failures, I was quite in debt, and I couldn't get money from the bank. I want to always say the family resources was also like, my dad already invested a lot of stuff that didn't work out, so we were like left a cash flip, we're going to use, and I think that's where CCS came in. And if it wasn't for that connection, later maybe we wouldn't have been here.
Commercial Credit Solutions was built to fill that gap, not as an alternative lender, as a specialist with one discipline: funding productive assets for operating businesses. Every transaction secured by an identifiable asset. Every deal underwritten on what that asset does, not what a balance sheet says. 10 years, 500 transactions, a historical default rate of less than 0.25%.
The banks do not take into account any historical or operational context. They just look at the financials and they're like, no way. Where with CCS, they were interested in the operational and historical context of Vanuatu and was excited about more of the trend of the financials with the operational context in mind.
There was times when I had to go see Willie and say, listen, Willie, it's not going as planned. And then Willie came and CCS see how they can restructure my payment terms. They helped me in a season where it was really difficult. So it was very personal that I've experienced from them. They don't interfere in your operations or anything. They just wanted to know that you're doing well.
Here is the mechanism. Investors place capital into CCS investment platform notes. That capital is advanced to the CCS operating business. CCS uses it to fund equipment for growing South African businesses. Those businesses generate income by using that equipment. They make monthly rental payments. Those payments support the monthly coupon paid to investors. This is income generated by assets in use, not by market pricing, not by trading activity, by businesses doing what they do every day.
To use 50% of required capital from own funds and 50% from outside funds, in this case CCS platform. So let's for instance say a client has a 100,000 Rand deal. The retained earnings or the cash flow from CCS, we will take 50,000 Rand and 50,000 we'll get from the CCS platform for the transaction. And the reason why, for one, is to reduce the cost of capital for CCS, and the second thing is also to reduce the risk for both us and our investor.
The test of any investment thesis is not the model. It is what actually happens when the capital lands.
We've got 35 franchises all over the country. We wash over 9,000 dogs a month. I think we've employed over 180 people in the group. So yes, and that has been able and we got the opportunity through people that believed in us.
CCS was a catalyst for the Big and Play, which is now really, it's still very surreal to me. If you told me, listen, you're going to have 140 shops in 6 years, I would say never.
Predictability in an income investment is not a promise. It is the result of how the structure is built. Every CCS transaction is underwritten against defined criteria. Loan to values capped at 75 to 85%. A dedicated liquidity reserve of at least 20 million Rand supports monthly coupon payments through temporary arrears. Assets can be recovered, redeployed, and resold through established supplier networks. Structure comes before scale. It always has. The CCS Investment Platform Income Notes offer prime plus 3% per annum, a floating rate that moves with the market. Monthly interest payments, a minimum investment of 5,000 Rand, a 5-year term, capital repaid in full at maturity, no performance fees, no leverage at note level, a public offer issued under a registered prospectus. CCS Investment Platform does not promise excitement. It promises something more valuable. Income you can count on from businesses you can see doing work that matters every month for 5 years.
It's a rental product. It gives returns between cash and equity, but it's asset backed. So the risk is almost like cash, but it gives a return closer to equities. So for most investors out there, there's a big opportunity for them to add something like this to their portfolio.
Engineered for income.